This is Ryan back with Life on Positivity. You may notice a few things are different. I will explain that later. But for now, I just wanted to show you this interview that a friend who has her own page did with me. So I hope you enjoy the interview, and I'll be back more. I promise. All right. Have a good one.
Good morning, ladies. I want to introduce you to an old friend of mine. We've known each other since 2001. Years and years. We're getting old, right?
What? Speak for yourself. I'm not. I'm kidding.
So,
I'm the old one. She's not.
so I wanted to share with you his story because he's inspiring and has been inspiring to me since we met. And I guess the camera's right there. So I appreciate his time with us today and wanted to share this interview with you so it can be inspiring to you as it is to me. So, Ryan, you ready?
I'm ready.
Should we do this?
Let's do it. I'm ready. I like to talk.
Okay.
I got this thing on that gives me air, so I'm good to go.
So I'll just throw them at you.
Yeah.
And you just go with it. So. Okay. So tell us a little bit about your childhood or just your life as it began.
Okay.
Tell us that story.
Well, I think I have a pretty neat life experience growing up. My parents were 42 and 43 when I was born. So my siblings range in age from, they were 22 to 15 when I was born. So I was born, I already had a nephew and a niece. It's a really neat situation, and my dad is actually in the same situation. So
He was
like way young, born later in life.
later in life, right?
Yeah, so
Interesting.
like when I was born, his dad would have been 90.
Wow.
So anyway, but the benefit of that is I came to an older family, so I got a lot of love and attention. My grandma said I was spoiled.
Who knows?
No,
Who knows?
not me. So I think I would safely say that I'm one of the most blessed people I know. That I feel I'm very blessed. I have great friends. I get a lot of help, and I've got wonderful parents that have made it so I can do. I like to give my mom credit for everything I've done. I mean, she says it's me, but for up until 2010, 30 years or so, my mom's the one that got me ready every day.
Wow.
The dressed. So.
She's been there.
Yep. And my dad, too, of course. He helps. Oh, something I was going to say. A lot of people are surprised when I say I'm blessed. That I feel I'm very fortunate. You know, I was born in America. We do have a lot of advantages. But I also like to say that I feel like everybody's got about the same level of difficulties in life. We just all have different things that we are good at handling that we're not good at handling.
Everyone gets their fair hand in what they can handle.
Yeah, everybody gets some kind of challenge or trial.
Right.
But I have Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, but mine, I didn't get through genetics. A lot of times it's carried through the mother. But mine just happened to pop up. And for me, being religious, I've kind of felt like that meant I was supposed to come to earth like this, to be born this way.
It was your path in life.
Yeah, so maybe I could start talking to people, so I feel like I'm here to help people.
Share your story.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's perfect because that's why we're here. So, tell us a little bit about that experience of finding out about your muscular dystrophy, it not being genetic, and then explain a bit about how that might in part have blessed you, like what you feel you gained during that circumstance, that new circumstance for you.
I don't really remember when we learned I had it. Um, it was just before I started kindergarten,
Okay.
and the Friday before Mother's Day is when my mom got the call that I have it,
Oh,
and that was really hard on her.
oh,
But you know, the
yes.
neatest thing about that is for the longest time, every Mother's Day we'd get her a rose bush.
Hmm.
Well, gophers have killed all of them but one. Guess when she got that rose bush? The day she found out that I have this.
Okay.
So I feel like, hey, as long as that rose bush is alive, I'm
You're going and kicking right along with it.
yeah. It
Yes.
nothing could kill it. So,
I believe that. I believe that.
but that didn't answer your question. So I did. You know, I always felt like I would be healed someday. Everybody else is worried. They told my mom my mom and dad, one of my brothers went to the doctor, and he told him that he'd have patients live to be 18. To console them, they all cried. She told me about it.
Right.
That I've never really seen my dad cry,
Hmm.
but that's not what a parent wants to hear.
No.
And of course, that's always difficult. But all my life, I always believed that I was going to be different, that I'd be healed, or there would be a cure come about. But finally, I always had the belief that it wasn't genetic, that no, it just happened. Then my niece, who is my sister's daughter, was having a baby, and it was a boy. The doctor found out. He wanted her to do all this testing. He really scared her a lot.
Right.
And so I went, I got my blood taken and sent off. It was actually kind of nervous. I was nervous because I was going to find out, is it just genetic or did it just happen for whatever reason? And that was a trying time, but I'm a religious person and I prayed. I said, whatever the result is, I'll still do what I can, but I didn't let it change. We had got the results back, and it's not genetic.
Interesting.
It just, I'm lucky. I won the lottery.
You got the prize.
Yeah, lousy prize. Oh, yeah.
So it was hard on your family, especially for your mother, just Mother's Day. But that's a great story. The rose bush that was planted when she found out is still the one.
The only one that's
the only one. Yes, I love that. Was there any point where you realized you've been holding back and that you haven't let out all your potential and what you could do with this life?
Yes, and I've lived most of my younger life, even to my early 20s, like I didn't have a disability. I'd actually try to appear as normal as possible, like so people wouldn't see I had a disability. They're like, "Hello, Ryan, you're in a wheelchair." It's kind of hard to hide it. But for the longest time, I did everything under the assumption that I would be healed, that I wouldn't be in this wheelchair for very much longer.
That there would be a day.
That I'd be done. So even EAC days, I went on a lot of dates. I like girls. I wanted to get married, but I felt like I'd be a burden to a girl. So I felt like, okay, when I get healed, to no longer in a wheelchair and can help a wife, that's when I'll really try to get married. Well, I kind of held myself back from that.
Right.
Or maybe I was blessed by that. Who knows?
Could
I
be.
might. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the girl might be watching right now.
You never know.
But yeah, so I was holding myself back, waiting. Finally, really 4 years ago, I realized, hey, you've got to embrace who you are. I've got to embrace my challenges. I don't like this thing that I'm wearing, but the other choice of not wearing it is I can't breathe very well. I can't talk well, so I've just recently started wearing it all the time. Used to be I'd go in public, and I didn't want people to see that I wore this at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd suffer in public,
Oh.
hide it. So to sum all that long thing up, I found that it's better to just embrace who you are, the problems you have, and live with it than try to act like you don't. Does that answer your question?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you. That's just exactly what we need. We each have our challenges, and I think that as Ryan said, just learn to gather those challenges and make them our strengths, work along the way with them, and turn it into a life that you enjoy.
Yeah, so now your challenge is I'm long-winded because I can talk.
That is a joy and a pleasure right there. I appreciate this. That's what we're here for. So